Hi, I'm Shanna Messner, and today I'm going to talk about professional dispositions. We were asked to answer 4 questions and give you that information. My first question was, what dispositions do you possess that you think will make you a successful teacher? I have many dispositions or temperaments that will make me a successful teacher. I am kind, I am fair, I am firm, I am flexible, I'm also understanding, patient, and giving. Those qualities are used frequently in the classroom. Number 2 asked, what dispositions do you need to work on before you enter the classroom as a first year teacher? And then provide an example of how I plan to uphold these dispositions in my classroom. Dispositions needed in the classroom can vary depending on the class you are in. As a first year teacher, I will need to understand the difference between book knowledge and application, and this would lend to the disposition of being flexible and understanding. As an example of how I plan to uphold these dispositions in my classroom will be to understand that I am just as new to this class as my students are. I will use my flexibility and change methods that are not working. As adults, we tend to get in our own way. We're not as flexible anymore. Schedules, standards, and life has made us more rigid. As a teacher, I'll be flexible, knowing that some days the kids are going to fly through the lessons and stay focused, and everything is going to go amazing. Other days, we're going to need to stop more often. We're going to need to handle a multitude of issues. And understanding that those days can happen as well will help me be more flexible in that aspect. The third question that we were asked was, how do the dispositions demonstrate your ability to understand other cultures, genders, and learning differences to build stronger relationships with students and families? And how does potential bias affect teaching? My dispositions also include being open-minded. As a female veteran, I have experience with other cultures. The military allowed me to travel and intertwine with cultures that I'd only read about. This will help me with cultural understanding. Being firm and fair builds relationships with students. They know you will listen and encourage, but they also know every student will have the same response. I think that we all have bias, and regularly evaluating classroom behaviors and classroom methods can help identify bias. Students have an awareness for bias, and I plan to continue growing and improve on this. And the last question was, how do you anticipate using feedback from your annual performance evaluations, observations, and data on student performance to adjust my dispositions and teaching practice to benefit learning? I genuinely enjoy feedback. I see feedback as an opportunity for growth, whether it's positive or constructive criticism. I want to be a teacher my student enjoys. If my data is less than desirable in a subject matter, I plan to focus on professional development on that matter and reach out to my resources, whether it's my title sources, whether it's my administrator, whether it's conferences, in that matter. I really want to do well for my children. My administrator did have a concern last week. She brought it to my attention. I spent most of the weekend reflecting over it, analyzing where and what I could do better. We are fortunate in our building to have a strong administrator. Monday morning, I told her I had thought about it all weekend and became upset again. Her response has become my new favorite. She had said, "Sweetie, we can't do better unless we know better." She is right. I wasn't aware of my bias because I couldn't see it. So I would like to end with, we can't do better unless we know better.